Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Jalen Turner to defeat Dan Hooker. And that was an incredible performance from Dan Hooker. Just an excellent fight. Easily could have been fight of the night. Was a real war. But man, Dan Hooker, he returns to form here. He looked incredible. I have to say, my assessment was wrong here. I thought Dan Hooker could win, but I thought there were two paths to victory. One was out wrestling Jalen Turner, thoroughly out wrestling him, and the other one was knocking him out. And I forgot about this other path to victory, which is making it a war. And in a war with both guys getting hurt and both guys giving and taking, Dan Hooker should be the better fighter in that scenario, and he was. He's a guy who's been there, had plenty of wars with, Paul Felder, Dustin Poirier, whoever the fuck else, Edson Barboza. That was pretty much one-way traffic, but still. Dan Hooker, he's been in there. He's been in there, gasping for air, fighting his heart out, deep into fights that were just visibly exhausting. And here, he was in the middle of a dogfight, and he was the one that outlasted Jalen Turner. I thought Turner was doing well early on, and he really did well throughout the whole fight, but Dan Hooker, once he, cracked him in round two, he pretty much took over, I thought. And Dan Hooker also broke his wrist, I think. Broke his wrist or his elbow or something, but he was definitely injured. And apparently he was injured in the second round, which makes it that much more of an impressive of a victory. And Hooker, yeah, he stood tall. His durability was there for him, which is something I questioned coming into this fight. And Jalen Turner, being one of the more dangerous guys in the division, cracked him multiple times, and especially that head kick that they replayed. I think that was round two, but he kicked him right in the fucking chin. And it made such a strong sound. There's no way that wasn't a potential knockout blow. Dan Hooker ate it like it was a snack and then took over. Cracked Jalen Turner and was able to bully him around and got him down. I think he dropped him down in round three, but that's how he secured top position and really stuffed Jalen Turner's guard and worked him over on the ground. Dan Hooker hasn't looked this good in a while. I mean, I know he beat Claudio Pugliese and whatever, but this was a fight in which he showed a lot, answered a lot of questions about his defense and his overall fragility. And I don't think he's fragile at all. He's a guy that, again, I speculated on his overall fragility coming into this fight. Seeing him TKO'd by Arnold Allen, of course, Michael Chandler, and put away a few times throughout the last few years. But he's only been in there with killers. And here he fought another killer, but Dan Hooker, again, stood tall and taught him a lesson. Not that Jalen Turner doesn't have enough experience. I believe this was his 20th fight. But Dan Hooker is certainly the more seasoned guy, and he definitely looked like it. Had a lot more high-level war experience, if that's the correct term, and he used all that. And he outlasted Jalen Turner and gave one of the best performances of his career. Excellent fucking fight. And for Jalen Turner, I'm always kind of happy when he loses because his nickname is the Tarantula. Those things should be wiped off the face of the fucking earth. If there's one species I have a problem with, it's the tarantula. They're spiders the size of my fucking hand. I'm still not over how fucking sick these fucking things are. I found out about them when I was 10 years old. It's almost 30 years later, and I'm still not over how fucking sick these things are. Like, share, subscribe, all that horseshit, and check out my other videos.